Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Mili reaction. Today we have Entertainment, the opening theme number 2 from Goblin Slayer, as requested by Loafer and quite a few other people, but I do want to start this video with kind of like an open note slash message to Loafer specifically. I'm not trying to make like drama out of this. I do want to say that there was a little bit of confusion in some of the comments of the last video, and I've obviously come to terms with that. It wasn't like I thought that Loafer was trying to come at me or anything. But I do accept the apology from Loafer for like kind of pushing it a little bit in some aspects of the phrasing in certain comments. But also, Loafer, just personal moment here. You do not need to sit in the comments and reply to everything for like the first 4 hours. I was there, I was watching, I saw every single time that you posted a comment, and it was for like the first couple hours. Like, I'm happy for the engagement. Thank you for like being around and being a fan. Love that. At the same time, do something else. Like, again, with like peace and love, go elsewhere. Leave a comment, be happy, thank you very much. Stay on a thread if you need to. But it was like multiple comments, multiple replies. Like, dude, it's okay to just go on. It's just completely unrelated from the comment thing I mentioned earlier, but still, like, Loafer, love it. Also, do something else with your time, man. But all that aside, of course, I'm gonna get to this song and see what it's all about. So without further ado, let's go. I don't believe I've heard any part of this theme before, so this should be an entirely original experience for me. Wait a minute. Is that a motif? The piano there? Maybe. The mix of this one is very interesting. The vocal choices are way different this time around. Ooh, the change up in the beat too. This one's a lot more dynamic than the last one was. Yeah, this one's definitely different. This is weird. Weird in all the good ways that Mili is weird. I love those vocals in there. I didn't expect the D&D references. Rolling for Goblin right now. It is really cool that this song is so different from the first one. A different mix, a different vibe, like a completely different approach. 100% fresh. Yeah, they're really playing around with the panning in this one. I love that. That like sub bass crank there right at the end was like, brrr. Oh, that's sick. Oh man, this one got me. I didn't expect it would be that different from the original song, because usually when they get the same band or composer to come back for the second season of anything, they tend to go for a lot more similarities between the themes to keep a consistency between, but that was almost non-existent with this, so that's really neat. That was probably the closest to Between Two Worlds I've heard out of them since that song came out. That was super cool. I mean, like, vocally especially, the mixing was very similar to Between Two Worlds. If you haven't heard that song somehow, first of all, how are you here? Maybe you're just a fan of the anime. Go listen to some of their other works. It is phenomenal, and that one is very similar to this one in how it's structured, and the vocals especially. It's just very, very similar in that field. And this one, again, is so different from the last one. I think at the very beginning of this one, there was supposed to be like a little bit of a motif, like kind of to gradient into the new song a little bit and make it kind of connect in some way. It definitely didn't hold on to that for too long. It got rid of that and became its own thing very quickly, but I do believe there was a little bit of a bridge there at the very beginning that was supposed to invoke that feeling like, hey, remember the original? Now we're here. I think the weirdest thing about this song, though, was the D&D stuff. I really didn't anticipate that. I know the world is kind of vaguely D&D shaped, so like that's kind of a factor, I'm sure, but it's just weird hearing it in the lyrics. It's just so forward about that connection, and I don't necessarily blame them. It's not a bad thing. It's just like, oh, okay, just weird to hear it in a song, I suppose, especially for an anime, even though we have stuff like Delicious in Dungeon that's basically exactly just a nonsense campaign in D&D. There's a lot of anime going that route these days, and they've all been really good, so it's just like, okay, I mean, sure, but also the song, back to the composition, the mixing, and everything about the feel of this one. It felt so much more intense than the other one, but in a different direction than the other one. The other one felt more stressful. This one felt more like a cinematic edge to it. It felt more like there was an idea forming around this one compared to the other one, which was much more emotional. And I think that's an interesting distinction to make, because I would figure after a season that anger has kind of started to take root in something, a purpose and a direction for all of that anger to go to, so you get something that's a little bit more refined, like this song. And it definitely has its separations, like the mixing, very, very broad panning in this one. There was like the higher vocal in the left side and like a male vocal in the right, and then like a more like alto center vocal like right here in the mix that was super quiet compared to that male vocal. And it's like, what the hell is going on here? I think they really wanted to make that scale obvious, which would make sense again for a season 2. You want to make sure things are cranked as high as they can be. You want to get the hype built up around it, and I think they did a really good job. Again, very similar in general mix to how they handled things in Between Two Worlds, but also definitely not the same thing. Very similar approaches, the piano and everything. This one was very quiet in a lot of ways compared to other songs they've done, and again, like Between Two Worlds in that way, where it's like they're kind of taking a soft approach to the mix in this song compared to the other ones that are a little bit more angsty and kind of have that edge to them. They got a little bit more of like a high-end kind of crank and a rip to them, so you can feel that like crispy edge on the top. And this one doesn't really have much of that. It's more like low mids focused in the mix, and that's a really interesting choice too, because like again, a lot of anger, a lot of that harsh edge happening in season 1, and then season 2 you're refining that, you're getting a little bit more of a baseline set, and in this case kind of literally. So again, Mili just breaking down walls with thinking about how to handle that and how to convey all of that in the mix and the production in general, and they did a fantastic job. I mean, yeah, sure, I haven't seen the anime and I don't really know where the context lands for some of the references in this one. It's not nearly as obvious as the other one was, with just here's the plot of the project and like now we're gonna tell you about it. This one has a lot more metaphorical stuff going on in the lyrics, which is also a different choice from the first one. So it's like, okay, they want to add a little bit more mystery and kind of lean into the ambiguity of it all instead of just spelling it out for you. So I think they're also leaning into you as the viewer understanding the story from the first one and having so much confidence in where that story has come from to where it ended and where they're picking up for the beginning of this one, and to have that like feeling of central control, that like self-confidence in it and that idea. I think they did a really good job at making that happen. So this is surprising. I really did not think it would be nearly this much to talk about. I thought it was going to be very similar to the first one, and I was just going to be like, it was another one telling you about anime. What else is new? And I wouldn't have anything new to say particularly, but I was shocked that they had this much different going on and that they chose to take that direction with it and take a more smooth, rounded corners approach instead of the more harsh, aggressive side like I talked about. So again, really solid. It's Mili. They have yet to fail me. I've not had a single song from them that I haven't enjoyed, and I can add this one to that list as well. This is a really good song. Even if you don't know Goblin Slayer, you can understand this track and try to make your own heads or tails out of it as far as the story goes, so you can kind of detach it, and that's good in its own right, because that way you're not having to rely on that context to really get it, but when you do have it, it does help, of course. Either way, phenomenal work from them as always. Cassie, brilliant on the lyrics. All around, Yamato Kasai, Cassie working great together, as they always do with the composition and the production here. I think they did have some help on the production for this one as well, as I'm sure they would when it comes to an anime thing. They probably have a few other hands in the pot, but either way, phenomenal work all around, and I really like this one. But I've yapped enough, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to request something else from Mili or something else from any of the other projects that Mili has worked on, by all means, drop it in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!